So everyone seems to be freaking out over DeepSeek's release of their latest R1 model, which dropped last week. It just hit #1 in the App Store. Mark Andreessen is calling it one of the most impressive breakthroughs he's ever seen. So there's so much hype around this. I figured I'd try to make this video to break down what I've been learning so far. So DeepSeek is a startup in China that just released an AI model that can reason at the same level of OpenAI's best model, O1. They reportedly did it at a fraction of the cost. So while OpenAI spent over $100 million to train GPT-4, DeepSeek built their model for less than $6 million. So how exactly did they achieve this level of efficiency? Most AI labs, including OpenAI, Anthropic, typically rely on large-scale datasets and techniques like reinforcement learning from human feedback, RLHF, I'm just learning this, to refine an AI's capabilities. These methods often involve multiple stages of data curation and human feedback, which make the training process super resource intensive. But DeepSeek took a totally different approach. They used reinforcement learning, where the AI is learning primarily through trial and error, and so there's minimal human oversight through this process. This method is called Group Relative Policy Optimization, GRPO, which rewards the model for correct problem-solving behavior, and it allows it to build up its own reasoning process without the typical overhead of these massive data sets or extensive human labeling. Now, what's pretty incredible about this approach is that the AI seemed to develop sophisticated reasoning abilities on its own. It started double checking its own work, spending more time on harder problems, and even having its own aha moments where it would stop and revise its thinking, behaviors that were never explicitly programmed. So what's very exciting about all of this is that these behaviors point to genuine emergent reasoning that AI researchers have been pursuing for a very long time. I think the timing of all of this also adds a whole other layer to the story. So right when the US is placing sanctions on advanced AI chips to limit China's access to this technology, DeepSeek releases their model and shows what's possible with limited resources. And then they also made it all open source so anyone can use it and build on the algorithm. The release of DeepSeek's R1 definitely is a challenge to the OpenAIs and Anthropics of the world. It also seems like we're going to see AI development accelerate in ways that we didn't expect, because when you can build powerful AI models with a lot less compute and make them openly available, it breaks down a bunch of the barriers that have kept this technology just in the hands of these large players. I'm still learning about all of this, but figured I should try to summarize what I've been seeing about this whole discourse. Over the next 30 days, I'm going to be sharing more about AI, mostly tips and stuff, but I guess I can share a little bit about the news as well. So if you're interested in learning more, be sure to follow along.